But first, the Kingston Foreshore. It's described on its promotional website as bringing the city to the lake, creating a waterfront location and a vibrant cosmopolitan environment where you can live, work and play. Well, that may be the case if you've got a few million to spend, but what's on offer at the Foreshore for the rest of us? Jeremy Thompson took a tour with the architect who designed it.
It's been a long time coming. It was way back in 1997 that architect Colin Stewart and his firm won the Carnell government's competition to design the so-called Kingston Foreshore, transforming 37 hectares of an old industrial precinct into an apartment and business hub. And part of that was a man-made island.
We're walking along the public parkland which stretches right around to the National Gallery. And this, of course, was all filled in to achieve the original geometry of Griffin's plan of 1918, which is quite amazing.
Until recently, only a few residential developments like the ritzy waterfront complex had been built. Now the pace has quickened. A decade and a half since he won the design contest, Colin Stewart seems quite surprised the final result will be almost exactly what he had in mind. Is it all coming together like you thought it would when you first put pen to paper back in 1997?
Well, the actual plan we sketched is hardly changed from what we did as a pencil sketch back in 1997, but the scale of the buildings, I think, is very similar as well. We always aimed at that Paris scale, about 6 stories.
And Paris prices too. Even a one-bedroom apartment here in the Stewart-designed Bridgepoint block has set buyers back well north of $500,000. Elitist? Well, perhaps so. You're almost saying this is a precinct for baby boomers.
I think it is. I think there'd be a range of younger people buying in here, particularly. I mean, it's generally younger people and older people who want to live in units because families generally attracted to houses with backyards and whatever.
Not too many younger buyers will be able to afford this residence in the exclusive Bridgepoint complex.
This exhibition unit is this particular one here, and it's one of 7 residences which are priced between 2.2 and 3.2 million.
And this is the $3.2 million apartment. For that, you get an enormous kitchen, several bedrooms, a study, a 4-car garage, and enough room to swing several cats.
We moved towards the master bedroom, which is quite spacious and would suit, say, 4 or 5 ABC workers who pooled their money together could all live happily in here.
Well, I think you need about 9 or 10, but anyway, go on. Maybe a bit out of reach for ABC employees. So what sort of people are buying in at these sort of prices?
Canberra has an ageing population. In the last 5 or 6 years, there have been a lot of people who've retired, been here for a long time. They have grandchildren in Sydney and Melbourne, and they sell their homes in Forest, Red Hill, those sorts of areas, and move into these sorts of properties.
Where are all those restaurants, coffee shops and bars we were promised to welcome the rest of us into this exclusive enclave? Well, Colin Stewart says they'll be part of the Dockside complex next to the marina, now in the early stages of construction. So this will be an area where people of Canberra can come to
That's right, and park over at the cultural precinct and wander in here, and there'll be shops and cafes, I'm not sure how many, but downstairs, the whole downstairs is commercial.
In fact, one lonely restaurant has already opened, an upmarket Chinese eatery based around traditional foods. It's a Tuesday lunchtime, but today no one is here. Manager Shan Gao concedes business is slow. He's eagerly awaiting more construction and more customers.
We're definitely one of the first business around the Foreshore side, and as you know, so many more developments are going to come up in the next 12 to 18 months, which is very exciting for Canberra.
How does it feel to be a pioneer?
A pioneer. It's very exciting, and I guess with the same as any new business owner, we're a bit nervous as well, but mostly exciting, yes. Integral
to Colin Stewart's original vision is the Arts Precinct, built around existing heritage-listed industrial sheds like the old powerhouse, now the Glassworks, a successful artistic venture. Nearby is the Fitters Workshop, justly famous for its acoustic values. The space has been given over to well-regarded printmakers Megalo, but that would close the door on concerts forever. Colin Stewart belongs to the music camp, saying there should be a compromise. Would you prefer to see that being used for music? They say the acoustics are astounding.
They do. I've actually heard a concert in there which was fantastic. It's earmarked for Megalo, and if they could build next door and use the space and be the sponsors of the space for a whole host of people, then we wouldn't lose it as a music venue.
By the end of the year, the buildings on the island should be finished, the marina taking shape and the dockside complex almost done. By then it should be evident if Kingston Foreshore is a precinct for all or an enclave for the elite few.
And thank you to Jeremy Thompson for allowing us to film inside one of his apartments.